Welcome to the podcast. Today we're going to learn about the 3 steps you need to take to begin your real estate investing journey. I know I hear so many excuses and so many people are afraid to jump into real estate and it's paralyzing them. Well, listen up, share it up, and learn it up. Welcome to the Rodney O Podcast. You know, in my many years of real estate, one of the things I regret, and I say it all the time, is getting started so late into the investing part of it. For years, I just worked as a real estate salesperson, a realtor, and listed properties for people to sell and found buyers' homes. And some of those buyers and sellers were those who were investors. And I remember always just being intrigued by it and wanting to dive in and do it myself. And I remember just always staying on the sidelines and not getting in and being paralyzed by analysis and fear. And so there was this one property that I saw. I remember it to this day. Great price. Knew what it would cost to get it, rehabbed. Knew what it would sell for after rehab. And I didn't pull the trigger. And as I followed along and watched it, guess what? Somebody did. And the numbers worked out exactly the way I said they would. And I thought to myself, if only I had the courage to pull the trigger and jump into it, I would have had a great profit on this property. Even if I messed up a little bit, I would have had a great profit on the property. And so that's why I'm teaching people today about how to get started, and especially people who are younger who may feel they have to wait or need a lot of money or need this and that and just kind of stay on the sidelines. That isn't, all of that is not true. You can dive in right now and get it. So thanks for joining the podcast. Tune in because we're going to start talking about real estate investing and what you need to do to jump into real estate investing. So welcome to the Rodney O Podcast. Today on the Rodney O Podcast, we're going to continue our finance series. And today I want to give those of you who are looking to begin your real estate investing journey 3 simple steps that will get you started on your way. And, as a review, some of you guys know that the Rodney O Podcast channel focuses on the 3 F's. And I call those the faith, finance, and fitness topics. And I want you to make sure that you check out my other series on this channel, my faith series that's titled Survival Guide to 2021, John's Instruction Manual, and also my fitness series with my good friend Charles Furman titled Faith and Fitness with Furman. And just my credentials a little bit real quick. I'll give you a little bit of my background financially. I've been licensed as a real estate agent in California since 1998. Been a licensed broker since 2006. I worked in several different markets, helping clients buy and sell their homes. Worked with several investors over the years and became one myself last year. And sadly to say, that is a shame, that it's pitiful that I waited so long to do that. And I just want to be upfront with you guys and say that all the time. But yes, the experience I've had, and all the people I helped, I didn't jump in till last year. And I just know there's a lot of people out there who are ready to get into real estate, right? They're really ready to get in there and start investing. And so I run across beginners all the time. And the reasons why they stay on the sidelines, they're hesitant, they're scared. They say they're not ready. They're just unsure. And they are paralyzed by fear and excuses. So let's dive in, get right to the point, and let's try to stop those fear and excuses right now for you. And let's get into the 3 steps that I have for you. They're 3 simple steps, but I think if you follow these to the heart and see how simple the steps are, you can definitely be well on your way. I really believe that. But you got to take these easy steps and follow them to a T. So number 1, get a mentor. That's simple. Get somebody who's been in the business, who knows what they're doing, and pick their brain. And there can be several of them that you can find to pick their brain, but pick one in particular that you can just kind of call up and have them give you advice and guidance. Now, it may cost, And before you pay, be sure to kind of talk to them and question them. Somebody who wants money right away without getting on a free call or giving you some free advice, you want to stay away from. That's my opinion. But those of you, people who may have information like these podcasts, a YouTube channel, and other avenues where you can kind of follow along and see that they do know what they're talking about, or you like the information they give, go ahead and give them a call and pick their brain. And me personally, I'll always give a free call or two. But then once we start getting going and we get we're starting to like dial in our plan, I do charge per hour, or we can do a flat rate from beginning to the end. And I follow you all along the way from the beginning, getting the plan together, buying your property, rehabbing it, and selling it from beginning to end. So the first deal that you do is going to be mainly about experience over money. Now, I'm not saying that you don't want to make some money and make a profit. That's what we're in this for. But what I'm trying to say is if it costs you some money to get a mentor, to get guidance, so you can go through it with somebody who knows what they're doing, and then you can learn on that and do another one on your own, that's invaluable. That gives you much more value than you can ever imagine. Because most people without a mentor won't even start. And, for me, I've had mentors that got me into real estate. And I've had mentors who did flip properties, but a lot of it was experience. I learned along the way. That's how you learn, by getting experience. And so that's why it's good to get a mentor, because you don't want your experience to cost you. The worst thing you can do is get into this and have a bad experience and never want to do it again. Have a bad experience and lose a lot of money, And I see that happen all the time because people don't know the little tricks. People don't know what they're looking for as far as a good deal, what numbers work. And so you want to find a mentor, and the prices are all over the map, right? Prices are all over the map, but you find one that, again, is probably going to cost you. It may be somebody who may like the deal and do a joint venture with you, meaning that they join in on the project with you. That's a great way to start as well, because then you know that mentor is dug in, that they're actually in the deal with you. And of course, real estate, everything's in writing. Nothing is verbal. There's no such thing as a verbal contract. So if your mentor want to do a joint venture and he says, "Oh, I gotcha," and doesn't want to do any type of contract or anything else, run. All right. So that is the step number one, get a mentor. Number two, take action. And I said in the beginning, these are very simple, right? These are very simple to follow, but take action. The worst thing that can happen, and this happens, especially when I give away my free calls, when I call somebody and it's for free, and they listen and they say everything's good and everything's up and up, but then nothing happens. Before I hop on another call with them, I want to make sure they take the action steps I gave them, to do the research I gave them, or to actually maybe call call people, do some homework or whatever it may be, because the worst thing you can do is waste time. And, I'm here to help anybody who needs help, but I want to help you move forward. And part of moving forward is not falling into paralysis by analysis, which means you're paralyzed because you keep analyzing. And you take small steps. You call that lender, you call that agent, you go out and you look at properties, you do research online, you find properties that are for sale. You do those things because you're taking action, you're moving forward, you're learning, you're actually doing something. You're just not sitting there getting book knowledge. The theory, theory is not good. You need to actually do something, and you need to take action and get moving. Because again, the worst thing that I can do is keep you stagnant, and that's, call after call, keeping you on the call. And then especially if I start charging, and we get to that point, that means we're ready to move forward and get a deal together. It may not happen in a week, but we're moving forward. We're going to get a deal, right? And that's what you want to do. You want to take action. You don't want to just sit by the wayside. There are sharks out there. There'll be mentors out there that will talk to you on the phone all day long because they're getting paid, and they don't care if you move forward or not. That's not what I'm in it for, right? So that's number two, take action. Number three, do the deal. Number three, this is actually the hardest part, because finding the deal is, which it's not impossible, but step one and step two prepare you to take this step with zero hesitation. But finding the deal is probably the hardest part. It may take the longest. But once you find the deal, because you did step 1 and 2, you are ready to go. What I would do on a coaching call with you is we would go through step 1 and 2, And then when we're ready, we have a plan together. This is this is what we're going to do. We're going to have this money, this loan, find a property. Let's go, right? And that's the plan. And we'll be dialed in. That simple. It is that simple. But number 3 is do the deal. And, out there are people out there who, will tell you and give you advice to stay away or not to do this. And just kind of look what they're doing. Are they investing? If not, run. If they are, then go a step further and find out why they're saying that. Because we each have our own preferences. We each have our own little hang-ups. I talk to people all the time who are investors, and somebody told me the other day that it's a bad time to buy. And I said, why? And they said, well, my friend bought this house for $900,000. It's a bad investment. Well, does she buy it for an investment or for her own personal property? If it's her own personal property, she plans to live there for 10, 15 years. Does it matter that she overpaid a little bit? That's her home for So there are certain different things that can happen. If numbers match and numbers hit and make sense, then you do it. Right? This whole idea of some people say, oh, the market's going to crash or this and that. Yeah, I have people that's been waiting for the market to crash in 2015. Had they bought back then, they would have made a killing, right? So, and there's reasons why it crashed in 2008 that I can get into later on. But the whole point is do the deal. So that's a recap. Number 1, get a mentor. Number 2, take action. Number 3, do the deal. I wish you guys well. If you need any help, go ahead and give me a call, give me a DM, give me, shoot me a message, whatever you need to do to get a hold of me. And I'll help you get moving in the right direction. Okay. So I hope this helps. And I hope you guys jump into investing. It really does help to get a plan together. And those 3 steps are definitely a plan to move forward. And I look forward to having more conversations and continuing this podcast and videos for you guys. My YouTube has my flip on it, and I'll continue to update that with a new video pretty soon. And you can join in on the free Zoom calls that I'll be having soon. And so I already had one, and I plan to have more, of course. And then you can decide if you want to book an hourly private call or not. And then you can decide if you want to do the full-on coaching from beginning to end of your deal and your journey. And so hope you guys continue to support and spread the word on this podcast. And hopefully down the line, after I get the real estate bug out of me, which will probably never happen, but down the line, I expect to have guests so I can talk about Forex, Bitcoin, stocks, and other forms of investments and financial topics. But for now, it's real estate, baby. All right. Please feel free to dialogue with me. My YouTube channel, Rodney O, shows that I'm living what I'm speak. Like I said, go check out the flip video if you haven't seen that already. And please be sure to subscribe to that channel. The link is in the podcast description, or you can simply go to YouTube and search Rodney O. Remember this. I want to inspire, encourage, and motivate all of you guys as you navigate this journey that we call life. Thanks for joining me, and I will see you guys in the next one.